Hey, so if you're like me, you're on a platinum hunt, gamer score, achievement hunt, whatever you want to call it, and you're fighting Simon, and he's a pain in the ass. So basically, I've got a build here that will let you one rotation Simon, so he doesn't even get the chance to attack you, and then he'll be dead. So that's what I'm going to show you here today. We're at the Endless Tower because I've already beat Simon, and you can't go and fight him again. And all I have is the last 15 seconds of the battle, which I'm going to show you at the very end of the video. That shows my second attack on him and subsequently killing him. It was saved from the trophy. The PlayStation saves your trophy videos, 15 seconds of you earning them. So, had I known I wanted to go back and make a video about it, I would have had it in time. So anyway, with this build, you need these three characters: Verso, Mael, and CL. You got to do them in this order. So Verso in the group first, then Mael, then CL, whatever her name is, not entirely sure. So a couple different things. So first we're going to start with Verso. Corpso sword, you can level it up as high as you want, but essentially this is pretty important. Base attack applies 2 burn stacks per rank. The 1 AP on the rank up helps with getting more shots off. And then level 20, increase burn damage by 50% per rank up to 300% at rank S. I don't necessarily think that's really important because I don't think burn damage gets off at all, but it's there. Anyway, it might help on other fights. Now, this stuff not necessarily super important. You want to at least get a pretty high crit rating, so use speed and critical attack for all this stuff. But cheater's important. Always play twice in a row. You need that no matter what. This one's breaking a target, doubles its burn amount. If we got to that point on Simon, that'd be great, but we don't. So it's irrelevant. We're using it for the crit rating and the speed. And the combo attack we do need, plus the speed and the crit rating is nice. So we have all those equipped. You're ready to go. You got your Luminas for Verso. Oh, sorry, active. So this is what we have set up. The biggest ones, obviously, combo attack 1, 2, and 3. That way your base attack is 4 attacks. Cheater, always play Rose. Burning shots, we want to be able to burn, but it's only a 20% chance of getting that. So these are irrelevant. Empowering attack, it's fine, it's nice. Double burn, this one's important. On applying a burn stack, apply a second one. So that's double burn. You want that. Critical, 25% increased chance on burning enemies. So that's why you want to get your critical rating up to at least 75%. Hopefully one of your initial shots will burn them, and it'll give you that extra 25% you need for everything to be crit. Not necessarily super important because it's not Verso's damage we're really concerned about, but that'll help in other fights. For whatever you're doing. Energizing start, we'll grab 1 AP at the beginning of the fight. Energy master, gain AP. Every AP gain is increased by 1, so you get 2. Exposing attack, base attack applies defenseless, probably helpful. First strike, important. Shield's not important. Painted power, obviously important. Don't care. First free aim shot, 20% increased damage. It doesn't really matter. And now that I'm sitting here, I'm realizing that we can probably add another... That's going to make it even better. Plus 1 AP on base attack. It works without that. But this will give us extra AP. All right. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So that's Verso. We've done Verso. Very cool. Next is Mael. She's going to be your damage dealer. What you need to know about her is the skills. So we're going to be using Burning Canvas and Swift Stride. That's it. That's all you need. All right, Burning Canvas and Swift Stride. All right. So if you don't know how this works, essentially it deals high damage void. So it's not even burn damage. Applies 1 burn per hit, damage increase for burn on the target. So each burn on the target is going to increase the damage, and that's where our damage comes from. Verso is going to apply 200 stacks-ish, and then Mael is going to throw them into another dimension. Now, for Simon, it takes 2 rotations to kill him. Essentially, your first attack, your first melee attack, and then CL will allow you to attack again, and that's what her build portion is for. And we're gonna get to that. So anyway, basically we use Burning Canvas. It does a bunch of damage. We do Swift Stride. It gets us back in Virtuous Stance, and then CL will give us the ability. Will buff us up for 200% more damage, and then another turn, and that's what does it, right? So Burning Canvas, Swift Stride. That's it. That's what you need. Okay, for Pictos. Oh, sorry. For our weapon, obviously we're using Medallum. Once again, it's literally just for the Virtuous Stance. In Virtuous Stance, every burn applied is doubled. It's great. We get some extra burn stacks on there, but really, Verso's burn stacks are what's important. And in Virtuous Stance, burn deals double damage. Again, I'm not 100% sure if that actually increases the damage of that ability or not, but I mean, or if it just increases the burn damage. Since it's void damage, it doesn't make sense. It was, or the burn damage that they take on their turn. Not sure, but we don't get to that point, so we don't know. Anyway, we use this weapon with our agility and defense maxed out. We got some luck and might in there. Obviously, we got the critical rate at 90%. We use the burning crit to get us to the rest of the way to 100%, because you need 100% crit for this. So Pictos, these ones might not necessarily be important, be the ones equipped, but we're using them for the crit rate. So the 20, the 12, the 18 gets us up to 90 with everything. Confident Fighter is important for the 30% increased damage. Survivor is important for the survival fatal damage of 1 health, because we use auto death to get an extra 50% bonus. And then Augmented First Strike, important 50% increased damage on the first hit. That stuff's all increased damage on the first hit. Increased damage, increased damage, increased damage. You're going to notice a trend on that one, on this one. So we're using 262 points on Mael. All of these points are not required for this specific build. They're just the bonuses that we've added to this. But at Death's Door, important. 50% more damage if your health is below 10%. That's why we have auto death. Kills yourself on the start of battle, and then you have Survivor to bring you back with 1. Well, survive fatal damage by 1 health. So right at the beginning of the fight, it automatically activates 50% damage through all that. These counters don't matter. Augmented First Strike, we talked about, another 50% on the first attack. Burn Affinity, 25% increased damage on burning targets. That's another 25%. Cheater, always play twice, which is important. All right, you need that 100%. I'll show you why. 25% increased critical on burning enemies. That gets us all the way to 100. Irrelevant. We need this. We need this. We need this. I don't know if you need all those energizing starts, but it doesn't hurt. First offensive, another 50%. Plays first. She doesn't actually play first, but she plays before Simon or any of the bosses if you have that on. Not important. Glass Cannon important, another 25%. In media res, that's important for the shields because of shield affinity later. Inverted affinity makes us inverted. We can't heal anyway. It doesn't matter. 50% extra damage for 3 attacks. Last, that's not important. Painted power, important. Applying powerful when you're 50% below health, important. Not important. Well, rush might help. I'm not sure. Second chance doesn't matter. Here, shield infinity is another 30% increase of damage when you have shields up. So this matches with this. Not important, not important. And teamwork, another 10% if everyone's alive. And everyone will be alive, so you'll have another 10%. So as you can see, like all of these damage stacking Pictos are just... If you're wondering where you can get some of them, just Google them. Somebody's written a guide somewhere. I'm not going to go through all of them. But essentially, you need all those damage abilities to be able to do just a massive amount of damage. You need Verso's burn first, because a lot of that stuff is based on burn, especially your ability. Your ability is based on burn, so that's really important. And then last but not least, we have CL. I don't think our weapon is important, but let's take a look at it. She gets 3 AP. That might be important for other fights, or whatever it is. Okay, this stuff too. No. None of that stuff's particularly important to have on her. Her real important stuff is right here. It's really simple. So, Fortune's Fury. Targeted allies deal double damage for 1 turn. Boom. And Intervention. Targeted ally plays immediately and gains 4 AP. That's what you need with her. If you're use whatever Pictos you need to make sure she has enough AP to be able to do that right at the beginning. As you can see, my biggest thing for her, energizing start 1 and 2, and energizing turn, and energy master. It appears I have more Lumina than I did at some point. I can give her another energizing start, which is probably helpful, but not required, because I was able to pull this off before that. So that's really it. You need to make sure that she has enough on her first round that she can play Fortune's Fury and Intervention, which she'll be able to. So that's the main build. Okay. I don't know if I already said it. You got to make sure these are in order. Verso in the party first, Male second, CL last. And then I'm going to show you the fight here because it takes me 2 rounds to kill the last fight here. It's essentially the exact same rotation that you'll do with Simon, except for Simon will have more damage or have more health on the second go around. But because of CL's 200% damage buff, that overpowers how much damage Mayel is doing in her first round, even with all of her first attack damage buffs. And I'll show you. So this is the curator and the patron, obviously. So essentially, this is really straightforward. So basically, you just shoot the hell out of this guy or Simon, depending on who you're fighting, and then you do your basic attack. And then we'll do a whole bunch of basic attacks. And as you can see already, we've got 54 burns on Painted Love. And then we do it again. Doing all that with all that AP and everything on. We didn't get any more burns on that one. I don't know if that's normal, but anyway, here we go. We'll do another attack. See the burns continuously going up, 118. And then this is where you come in with your burning canvas. So you do burning canvas. Next time, ideally, you hit both of those properly. But as you can see, ridiculous amount of damage right off the get-go. That will get Simon down to about 60% health. So what you need to do is do your swift stride, obviously, get back into vertical stand. That's it. And then CL is going to do her thing. You start with Fortune's Fury. Targeted ally deals double damage on the next round. And then Intervention. Same thing. Your turn. Right here. Boom. Done. Male gets to go again. She's already in Virtuous. The burn is still on. You do burning a canvas again. And that will kill Simon as well. Simon has more health than these characters, but these are the only ones I can show you over and over again. So you may be concerned when you do Simon and he has 60% health left on the final attack, but I'm going to show you something here. Nael actually does more damage on her second round than she does on her first round. We're just gonna.
Looking good.
I was gonna skip it. Oh, I can still skip it. I just need to
Time to strike.
So we're gonna do it again. See how much damage she does in her second round.
Your turn to shine. I'm not giving up.
one-shot them on the second round. It's because of CL's buff of 200% overpowers Male's first attack percentage, damage percentages. So you'll do 40% damage on Simon on the first round, and then on the second round, as long as you do the proper rotation, you'll do the 60%. You'll kill him before he even gets to attack you once. That's essentially it. I'm going to show you some of the footage. I'll show you the 15 seconds of the end of the Simon fight. You're going to see the 60% damage or health left on the second round, and you'll see that it works out, and you'll be good to go. So I hope that helps. I hope that works. Good luck, and you can use this build on any enemy in the game, any boss in the game. It works. Sometimes you'll struggle a little bit on bosses that are immune to fire, just because it's hard to put stacks on bosses that are immune to fire. So in that case, I would just use basically the same build, but I would use Stenthal or Fleuret Fury. They're both very strong. You can do a lot with them. Alright, anyway, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Have a good day. Bye.